welcome. I think we ran into each other not too long ago, and I said, I can't wait to have you on the show. And here you are.
Yeah.
Look how that worked out.
Well, when you said that, I said, okay.
I'll do a movie. And
I set it up here.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
thank you for doing that, because
Pleasure.
I've been wanting, I'm a big fan. And you went to the Academy Awards a couple of weeks ago, and even though it wasn't exactly you, it was you. March of the Penguins won, you narrated that film.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a great film. I don't know if you saw March of the Penguins. I was happy for them.
Somehow, on some level, maybe kind of secondhand, I don't know how you would put it, but there's a great lesson in that film about life.
Did you know that stuff before you started reading it and narrating it about penguins?
No clue.
Aren't they amazing?
Yeah. Well, the fact that they can even live down there is amazing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you'd think they'd want to move somewhere else.
You would think.
Yeah. And then, the year before, $1 Million Baby, it seems like anything you're attached to, you're going to win an Oscar.
It's kind of like timing.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Kinda.
Yeah.
And talent. Timing and talent.
Talent helps sometimes.
Yeah. And what was that night like for you? Is there a memorable part of that night last year?
Oh, well, yes. It's kind of odd to say, but the most memorable part of that whole night was the kind of sweep. You know?
Yeah.
We got Best Supporting, we got Best Director, we got Best Picture, we got Best Actress, and that was magic.
Pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where do you keep the Oscar?
It's in a case.
Specially built for the Oscar?
No, it wasn't specially built for the Oscar. If that story gets out, it's not. A friend of mine was doing interior of my house, in my office, and he built. I needed a cabinet for. I have a lot of nice stuff, and he built the cabinet. It's about my height, 6-foot tall cabinet, glass enclosed, encased, but he put a sign in the center, top shelf. That sign said, "No parking, reserved for Oscar."
Really?
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
Yeah.
When was that built? How long ago?
1998. Yeah.
And you live in Mississippi, right?
I live in Mississippi.
How did you do during the hurricane?
Oh, no, I live way up in the north
so
section.
we weren't
We weren't affected
anywhere
at
near
all,
that.
except maybe we had 50-knot winds. Few limbs blew off of some trees, and that was all.
And you've lived there all your life, or did you?
No, not all my life at all. I grew up there. I graduated from high school there. I went through school there, amongst other places, but mostly there. And I left running in 1955. And my parents, who had emigrated, came back home in the mid-50s. Now it sounds strange when I say I left there, because I was living with my grandmother, and then my parents, who were living in Nashville, moved back to its little town that most of us grew up in Mississippi, and bought land, and that's where I live.
And now you decided that's where you live.
That's where I am. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So it must be weird to come back here when you're living in Mississippi most of the time, unless you're doing a movie. This is such a different town for you now.
Yeah. Well, I spent nearly 30 years in New York.
Right.
A lot of back and forth.
Right.
So it's not alien. Don't get a complex.
Yeah. But I think it's cool that you choose to live. I mean, you could live anywhere, and you choose to live there, and it's.
It's very cool. You know what land prices are?
Yeah.
You know what they are here?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
You own Mississippi, you're saying.
Practically.
Yeah.